Hello, y'all. Long time no talk here on Friday, January the 10th, believe it or not. Uh, Once again, I'm back for my 99 non-lame journaling prompts. I like to call them, for some reason, I guess I thought that's what the book was called. There might have been a book that's something about journal entries that don't suck, but technically these are non-lame journaling entries. Um, yeah. After almost 365 days of answering a question and making a video every day, there for the first couple days it was kind of different to not have to answer a question, and then I guess I kind of fell into this flow where I just kind of forgot about it, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't want to forget about it, and I was thinking about doing it earlier today. Of course, Minx was on my lap, so I couldn't get up and set up the camera or anything. But, yeah. Uh, I would say not a whole lot has went on in the last week, because I know we used to have little discussions. I told you about my day and everything. Um, I'll start off with the other ones. Some might say it's a bigger deal, but you'll notice it's very bright outside today. That's because we've been having the snow. We had snow, and then it started to clear off, and then we got hit with another round of it. So it's and it might still be snowing now. Is it still snowing now, or is that just falling out of the tree? That might just be falling out of the tree. But yeah, we have more snow. So, but at least no ice, I guess, this time around, because before it was kind of a wintry mix of snow and ice. So that made it twice as nice, twice the fun, however you want to say that. Yeah, about the only thing that's notable, I guess. I'm trying to figure out if the frame is straight. I did end up having to go to the hospital the other night. I was having some heart palpitations. And actually, by the time the paramedics got here, I pretty much felt normal again anyway. So I don't know. I don't know if I overreacted. I don't know. But apparently, my heart was doing something. Is PVC something? I don't know. Pulmonary something. Maybe not pulmonary. I don't know. He explained it to me. But it's PVC, and he kept saying "by Jiminy," which I thought was like a funny term, because it's like, well, by Jiminy, like an old prospector or something. But I looked it up, and that's like an actual word. It's an actual it's an actual it's an actual medical term. I guess because my heart was like pumping out a rhythm or something, or I don't know. There was like palpitations, and I just felt kind of weird. So I was actually laying down to go to sleep, and yeah, it's just kind of like, it wasn't really like my heart was racing. I don't know. It just felt, I don't know how to explain it, because it just felt kind of like weird, And I feel weird a little bit here and there, off and on, but it usually goes away pretty quickly, you know. But it was kind of like coming and going, coming in waves, where I just kind of like felt a little weird or like something, and it's kind of like, since it like kept going, and I was like, I don't know, maybe because I was like, focusing on it, maybe I was making it worse. I don't know, because it's like you worry about it, and then it's like, I don't know, because like I said, by the time the paramedics got here, I actually pretty much felt, normal. I'm back to kind of normal, but they seemed to be heavily. They were doing that thing where they were kind of like, they couldn't tell me what to do, but they were kind of like suggesting like going and getting checked out, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And they actually saw this old, it's a Ninja Red Bull that I got, I believe, in a loot crate. It expired 2/2/21, by the way. They saw this sitting here next to me, and they're like, "Oh, do you drink a lot of energy drinks?" Well, and I was like, no. I was like, or they were like, "How many energy drinks have you had today?" Because they saw that, and I'm like, none. I did tell them I drink a lot of soda or whatever, so they were kind of suggesting like cutting out caffeine or whatever. So last night at break, I did drink a Sprite instead of, I mean, it's still soda, but it's, no caffeine. I had that instead of Mountain Dew, so, maybe do things a little differently, maybe, see if it makes a difference. I do have, on Monday, I actually have I have a appointment with my cardiologist. He's going to do the cardiograph, whatever thing on my heart again. Take the things and do the pictures and see how things are going in there, whatever, So, but I suppose that was something notable from the week. But other than that, it's been sleeping, working, sleeping, watching random YouTube videos. I did get caught up with Drag Race Mexico. I got it finished. And then I started on Drag Race Canada. And I'm caught up with it. Well, there's a new episode this week. I haven't watched the episode this week. I got all caught up with General Hospital. I still don't have a second part-time job. I've been looking at my Gmail every once in a while. I've been looking at my Indeed emails every once in a while just to make sure that there's not, something. Of course, I haven't applied. I could probably just go to Applebee's and, apply. I think Dollar Tree was looking for help. Dollar General was looking for help. But so I haven't been trying really hard to find that second part-time job. But I guess part of me is still kind of hoping I get a call back from the campus. Maybe once the students started coming back. I don't actually know when the semester starts, but I was kind of hoping. It's the 10th of January now, so it's well, maybe once the students come back, that's when they'll start interviewing people, or it said I passed the pre-screening or whatever, and they wanted to set up a phone interview with me, and then nobody ever called me that I know of anyway. If they ever called, they never left a message. So I suppose it's possible they left a message, or they called, and they just didn't leave a message. I don't know, since they didn't answer. But speaking of answering, how about I answer a non-lame journaling prompt for y'all? Okay, so let's see what the second one is. If you could go back to being 2 years old with the same brain you have now, would you do it? Why or why not? And Gail made an interesting suggestion because this is supposed to be for teens, as I said. The first one was something about a nonfiction character coming to school with you, if you could have, join you at school. And he suggested maybe, upscaling the questions, making them more adult, who would you bring to work with you instead of who would you bring to school with you, kind of thing, So I might do that in the future, depending on the question, which I have already forgotten. If you could go back to being 2 years old with the same brain you have now, would you do it? Why or why not? I don't think so. I don't think I'm interested in going that far back. I could definitely use, I have a little bit more confidence in myself now than I had when I was a teenager, 4 teens. I'm a little bit more comfortable in my skin now at 44 than I was, as a teenager. So if I could go back to being a teenager with the same brain that I have now and the same thoughts and the same, I don't want to necessarily say it's confidence, but confidence of self-awareness, self-love, I guess. Not that I guess not that I didn't love myself back then. I don't know. I guess I just didn't really think about it, but and like I said, in party atmospheres, I can still become the wallflower. I can still kind of shrink into the background or whatever. But, at the end of the day, I guess I never really hated myself. I don't know. But at the end of the day, I don't know, shit just doesn't matter anymore. It just doesn't matter. Necessarily acceptance. I don't know. I'm good with me, I wasn't back then as a teenager, but I would definitely not want to go back to being 2 years old again and having, especially now, I'm so used to just being like taking care of myself and kind of, like doing my own thing, and like, at 2 years old, they might still be, wiping my ass for me. So it's like, I don't think I want to go back as far as 2 years old. Definitely not. That's a definite no. I don't think I would want to go back to being that young. I don't know. I guess I don't even know if I'd necessarily want to go back to my teenage years. That's not necessarily the question that they're asking, but I mean, I guess it's kind of, maybe that'll be next week's question. I don't know. But I figured I would cover the topic now in case it doesn't get brought up again. I don't know. I don't know that there's a point in my life that I would want to go back to necessarily. I mean, maybe before the blood clots. that would be better. Maybe. Maybe those early mid-20s, maybe late 20s, somewhere in the 20s. I don't know. I don't know. Like, I guess I don't feel like life's all that different now than it was back then. Other than just more back pain and blood clots. That's just about it. I don't know. Like, things are staying pretty chill. So I definitely no to going back to being 2 years old, to being like that, like reliant on other people. I don't know, being a teenager and not having to fucking pay bills, that was pretty sweet. I kind of wish I had spent my college years a little bit more better. Like, it would have been nice to have had a day off. Like, now that I don't have a day off, like, ever, unless I take time off from work, and especially working overnights, because it's like, like, I'm on my weekend now, Friday. Friday is my Saturday, so to speak, but, I mean, because, I work overnights, I technically work 7 hours into my Friday, my Saturday, however you want to put it, I don't know, because it's like, I work Thursday night, so from midnight to 7 a.m. on Friday, which is supposed to be my day off, it's my night off, but still, it's like, had to be in the store for 7 hours this morning before I could begin my weekend. So it's like Saturday is like the only 24-hour period I do not have to be in that store. And then, 10 o'clock, I mean, at least I have most of the day on Sunday, but still, it's like right back to work. It's like you just feel like it just never fucking ends, because it doesn't really. We've discussed that before. But, so I kind of wish, because, Robert actually even told me that once. He was like, oh, you should stay here some weekend. And I was like, why? Like, what would I do? Nothing. Abso-fucking-lutely nothing. Like, I value doing nothing so much now. Like, on my weekends, if I can just sit here as, like, a bump on a log, I'll do it, man. I will, like, nap whenever I want it, like, whenever it happens to happen. I'll wake up, watch a bunch of dumb, stupid, random YouTube videos, or General Hospital, or drag queens, or whatever, and then I'll go back to sleep, and then it's like, just be, like, not live by a time clock, just kind of do what you do when you do it, you know what I mean? So, other than, the Eliquis that I have to take at 9 o'clock, I'm kind of, though, when I was in the ER the other night, the nurse there, she told me that I might actually be able to get off the Eliquis, but I never went to see the hematologist, because as far as I know, he never called me either. If his office called me, they didn't leave a message either, so I get the feeling they just didn't call, because I would think for something professional like that, they would leave a message like, hey, this is so-and-so's office. I think it's Dr. Singh. This is Dr. Singh's office. We got a referral from Kadwani for you, so, just calling to set up a time, or, set up an appointment with you, blah, 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 I don't know. So, I mean, that's about the only time clock on the weekend that I usually have to deal with, is that 9 o'clock twice a day. Actually today I haven't dozed off yet. I've been awake, which is why I figured it's like I better get to my question before I forget it. But I don't know, you know, being a teenager, not having to pay bills, that was pretty nice. Having other people take care of all that shit for me. It's pretty nice. So I don't know. That's a temptation, I suppose, to go back to that. But yeah, you like, you know, and spending my time a little bit more, like, you know, like Robert said, like, stay there one weekend and we could hang out and do stuff, you know. And other than that, I could just dick around in my room and watch TV and watch movies and, you know, listen to music and do whatever and just kind of hang out and do nothing. So I didn't realize then how much I appreciate doing nothing. So to go back to my college years maybe and do a little bit more nothing, like not work every day at the computer lab. Because my thought process was, if I work every single day, I'll be able to spread those hours out more, and I'll have to be here for less time. But it would have been nice to have had a day where I didn't have work and I didn't have classes, and I could just not live by any sort of time clock and not have anything to do. If only I knew how much I would appreciate having nothing to do back then. So that might be a time that, you know, I wish I could go back to and spend a little bit more freely, maybe. I don't know. But other than that, nah, I'm pretty much cool with where I am and, you know, what I got going on. So, but other than that, I ran out of time. It's blinking at me. So I guess before it cuts me off, I better say goodbye and see you next week. And hopefully we're not buried in snow, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much... I haven't done any of my writing prompts, obviously. I haven't worked on them. I haven't even opened the book. So don't expect any writing prompts anytime soon, but maybe another question next Friday. So I think I'm going to try to continue to do these on Friday, or at least sometime over the weekend, maybe, since that's kind of how it started. And so y'all will know what day to look for these videos if it's the only one that's going to pop up. Friday or sometime over the weekend. I don't know. But anyway, other than that, yeah, that's that, and I'll see you for what I say.